Hello friends, how are we doing? I hope you're having a beautiful day so far. In today's video we have a recap, the best of 2025. This is gonna be a lengthy video because I'm applying and speaking on every single product that really was a highlight of 2025. They're all new products for 2025, holy grails, things that have made it into my daily rotation that I want to share with you. And yeah friends, if you love to talk about makeup, new releases, beauty, perfumes, skincare, do not forget to click down there where it says subscribe, and also come to my other socials for a little bit more beauty. And without further ado, let's begin. Hello friends, how you doing? Happy holidays. Long time no see. I've been busy, so busy, but here we are. We're gonna talk about the year 2025 and its faves. And I'm not gonna do a category video because it's just gonna be too much, too many videos split into one. So I thought we're gonna do like one video with all the highlights of 2025, and I think that should be a lot of fun. There's a ton. I mean, not a ton because I could fit it into one bucket. So I guess it was not that much, but it was good enough where I see that I have one product per category that I loved. These products, I believe all of them are new releases for 2025. So I don't think we have any oldies here, but that's the point. I wanted to really highlight the new products. And this is one of them that I've been talking about for a minute now, and it is Paula's Choice Pro Collagen Lip Peptide? Pro Collagen Peptide Gloss Balm. I just love this stuff. I find it to be incredibly just hydrating, so quenching to my lips. It is so dry today. I have it on my jacket. I put it in my jacket and it just cares for my lips so good. And also the hydration lasts a while, which is always appreciated. So yeah, she's my fave for pre-prepping, you know, the lips. We're gonna move on to primer, and for primer I have to talk about OneSize B12 base thinner. And this is a multi-use product. You can use it as a highlighting product. You can use it as a mixing medium for blushes, for bronzers, for foundations, if you wanted to change like the texture of a foundation. I just love it because it is so glowy and extremely just hydrating. It really sits nicely, you know, before foundation. And I just love the versatility of the product, right? Like you can do so many things with it. I have been loving quite a few products from OneSize this year. You're gonna see them next, but this is one that I always reach for to prep whenever I just feel extra dry and that I need, you know, that little boost. And speaking of boost, a very random product that I maybe not talk about here is this Milky toner from Thayers. Same story. It's just a milky. I love that it doesn't have a scent. It doesn't have a scent. I love that because I don't know, sometimes I just don't want scent on my face. So you can see it is like very milky, so hydrating. It is beautiful for pre-makeup application. I have my mirror on this side, so I keep looking over here. Yeah, I love that it doesn't have a scent. I love it for you know, pre-makeup because it really hydrates. Like it really does the job. And yeah, it's been my favorite for almost 4 months. I use it every time I sit down here to do my makeup. Now we're gonna do another little bit of prepping of the lips, and this is Victoria Beckham's Color Wash Blush Water Tint, but it is also a lip tint. So I really like this. It is quite thick. It feels very hydrating to my lips. I don't know if Paula's Choice is gonna let this even go through. Maybe a little bit. I should have put this before. I love it for my cheek area. I'm not going to apply it on my cheek area today, but I love it because it gives such a nourishing look to my, you know, my cheek area. Is super long lasting. I apply like few dots. The packaging is a little bit finicky, like sometimes I have to be very careful and just apply literally a dot and then blend. But such a great product. I have used it ever since, you know, I reviewed it. If you wanted to see the review, you can go ahead and look that up on my channel. But yeah, let's move on to, I'm just gonna brush my brow hairs up a little, and we're gonna move on to base, and I have a lot of them. I think this was the year of good base, which I am all here for because, you know, I'm a base junkie. We're gonna start with the lightest of coverage, and these two have been so amazing. Like Kylie Cosmetics Skin Tint. This is super blurring, extra natural. Should we apply this? I think we kind of should because I've never shown you this in action. I have the shade 4.5 WN, and I have been loving, like, it is super liquidy. And so is this. I find them to be very similar when it comes to like the finish, the longevity. They both wear beautiful for a long time. They feel extra nourishing, very hydrating, and you know, winter is wintry. So yeah, I think I'll apply Kylie so that you can see. This is the applicator. It's super watery, so I have to apply it and quickly blend. I will pat and drag a little. It doesn't have, like, I say it has light coverage. So sometimes if I want more, I will just conceal. You know, on this side, like I have that little pimple, maybe I'll use a little concealer. And I just apply directly on my face. Maybe not the best for application, but this is how I truly do it when I'm just rushing and wanting to have a put together face, you know. This year I feel like it's been zero glamming for me. Like it's just been such a busy year with kids growing up. You just gotta like adjust so many things, right? I have 3 boys. One is 9, he's gonna be 10 next month. I have a 4-year-old that is gonna be 4 in few days, and a 7-year-old. So, you know, I'm so busy. I'm always running around. I'm always wanting to look good. I'm always wanting to, you know, look put together. I'm always like in soccer practices, you know, and like there is so much people around it. Like I don't want to, you know, look crazy. I never want to look overdone or underdone. So I'm always like, you know, I'm always like looking cute, but like not too much. So the tint helps, you know, these kind of tints really help because I find them to be extremely easy to just slap and go. Like, look, it just looks natural, but like everything is even. I feel more alive, you know. Now let's touch on the foundations because I have a lot. Well, I have 4 that they released this year. Only maybe the Dior one at the end of last year, but it's a yearly fave, so I thought I'd include it. Dior Forever Nude, the HydraNude foundation. I love this foundation. It is very natural on. It is very long wearing. It has amazing coverage. It is non-comedogenic. Like, it's such a complete foundation in my opinion that if you're looking for something with those, you know, qualities, I think look into it. Amazing foundation, and I have wear test on all of these except the Mario. So if you wanted to see how it looks and how it applies and everything like that, go ahead and just put gigizbeauty and then the name of the product and then it'll pop up. I recommend this so much. I love that one. And very similar to that one, this one from Givenchy, the Glow foundation. Wait, in the Dior I have 3N. Okay, it is a perfect match. On Givenchy's, I have 4N, and this is also a perfect match. Very similar qualities to the Dior. Very, like, amazing coverage, first of all. I believe it's also non-comedogenic. Yes, it is. It is a glow serum foundation, and it truly looks like that. It looks just like skin, but with very better coverage. Like, sometimes I wear it and I feel like I'm wearing like a tinted moisturizer because of the way it looks, but it has more coverage than, say, the Kylie that I'm wearing. Such an amazing foundation. I love few products from Givenchy this year. I can't get enough of them. And then the two full coverage foundations that I love this year and that I recommend. Natasha's, if you're wondering, got left out. I'm not gonna talk about Natasha's. I am still like trying Natasha's, and I keep like going back and forth about her, like she's even here in my vanity. So anyhow, these are the two that I do love and recommend. This is the new reformulated airbrush foundation by Charlotte. This is thick and it is foundation-y. This is a special occasion kind of foundation, and that's how I see it. That's how I apply it. If I ever wanted to like lighten the coverage, I'll mix it with the OneSize, or I'll mix it with a moisturizer or an oil or something like this, right? You could totally just you know, mix in foundations that you feel that are too heavy, and this is one that may be a little heavy for some people, but I love how blurring this is to your face. Like, it'll take away any purse, any texture, everything. This looks so good. I see myself wearing either of these for, say, Christmas or New Year's, you know? And then the one by Mario, the newer one by Mario. In turtles, I have 7N, and this one 11.5. I don't want to forget the shades. So yeah, this one from Mario is such a stunning foundation. It's very makeup-y as well, but it looks so good. It looks very natural. It wears very nicely throughout the day. It is also non-comedogenic. I'm not sure about this one, but I know this one is non-comedogenic. You know what I mean? You see a theme. I'm always looking for things that don't congest my already problematic skin, and these two are very good to me. They wear beautifully, you know, and yeah, very reliable things, you know. Now for concealer, this was my concealer on and off. I applied this, and I know I could count on Natasha's concealer to always be good to me, and I don't know, I don't feel like anything else really like stuck out this year. Not in the concealer department. I did try a few concealers this year, but nothing really like wowed me, I guess. And as I mentioned, this video is for products that really made a difference in my makeup routine and that really impressed me, or, you know, wowed me in, you know, at some point. So that's why I'm not gonna include any concealer, and I think this is the only category that I didn't include anything new. Let's talk about a new product, super new product to me in my collection. This is newest Natasha Denona hy-sculpt liquid bronzer. This is in the shade Toasty, and I picked it up recently, and I know this is so recent, but at the same time, this has really impressed me to the point that I feel like I should talk about it before the year ends. This is super pigmented, as you can see. A little bit will do. I think I applied too much because I really wanted to swatch it so that you can see it. Check out this blend. Like, these blends in seconds, it gives such a beautiful and dewy glow. So this shade to me acts as a bronzer, not really like a sculpting product. I look at it as a bronzer and I like it that way. Look how beautiful, how glowy, like so much life it brings back into my face. I have been loving these Natasha bronzers. When it comes to powders, these are it that impressed me this year. Huda Beauty's newest, it's limited edition, and I am feeling, what do you guys think? Should I buy like few backups? Because I feel a little bit of FOMO if these gets, you know, discontinued or whatever. This is her newest Easy Baked Duo. We have here Cherry Blossom and Peach Pie, right? For some reason, I have used her powders for years, but for some reason, this specific powder is so blurring, like I've never tried anything as blurring as this. So I'm obsessed with this. I highly recommend. I have a video on it. I have used it every single day since I bought it, so that's telling you a lot. Now that's for the loose powder that I wanted to talk about. Now when it comes to the pressed powders, I love these two. Dior released their no HydraNude, no, just Nude matte powder, and this is a filtery powder. Just put one down and do one at a time. So this is in the shade Light. Now this shade is a little bit dark. It has color to it, and that's something that I have, you know, learned about Dior. Every time they release a powder and their color powder, they will have coverage. So this is one that will give me a little bit of coverage. That's why I went with Light, and this is my best match. I'm afraid, like, if you're super light, you're not gonna find a shade because this is light, right? And this is the one that works for me. So I don't know, go into store, see the colors, you know, apply them or whatnot. But this is a beautiful powder, super natural. It's not going to like keep me matte, even though it's called matte. I don't agree to that. I just like the filtery effect, the perfecting effect that this brings to my face whenever I want to, you know, look poreless. And I could use it at the end of my makeup as well as finishing powder, and I love it that way. So I tend to set my face with a loose powder, and then at the end I would do a pressed one. So that's how I love to use the Dior and also this one, unless I'm like out and this is the only powder that I bring, then I'll use it just by itself. But their pressed powder by Givenchy I also love. This is a beautiful powder. It doesn't have any shimmer, the Dior either. They're just matte powders, but they look very natural. They're not gonna keep me matte. They're just gonna set my base, period, right? So this is an amazing powder as well. I have this one in the shade Boil Rose. So both I interchange, both I feel like they're very, you know, similar, comparable. And then the other one that I wanted to talk about is this one by OneSize, which is their finishing powder. Now this is a powder more like the powders from Hourglass. This is a glowy powder. This is one that you're gonna use at the end to bring back a little bit of life and dimension and whatnot. Love, obsessed, because I've never felt like Hourglass ambient lighting powders were as blurring as this one. So I think that this is the best version of an Hourglass powder. I did a full video on powders and my favorites, and I compare this one to multiples, but I never put Hourglass side by side with this, and I got questions about it. I prefer this one. I feel like this is more blurring, more perfecting than Hourglasses are. Let's go ahead and set. I am gonna use the one from Huda. And what I do, I just mix both colors, and I love to use a little black. I'm going to blend that under eye a little because it gathered. I just press the powder, and I press a little bit. It may look like, oh, it's a lot of powder, but it's not really that much. But look what a difference it really makes in my under eye. It doesn't make my under eyes like dry. I don't know. I just find this powder to be wonderful. Such a wonderful powder. I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to apply a little bit of Givenchy's, and I'm going to apply it in my smile lines and around pore area. I also like Givenchy's underneath my eyes, so it's such a good powder. Like, it just brings a lot of like blurring effect. Just dusting whatever was left on my brush everywhere. Perfecto. Now we're gonna move on to bronzer, and the bronzer that really stole my heart was Givenchy's powder. This is it, the one with the multiple tiles in it. This is in the shade 02. I like to mix them all up, and what I'm gonna do is just like set a little bit. Shade 2 doesn't provide me a ton of color, but I don't mind it. I will build it up, you know, I will go in few passes and then that's it, because I don't like the shade next to it. I think it's too red, so I just stuck with 2. I wish they had an in-between shade, to be honest, but that's not the case. This brings luminosity and a little bit of life back into my face, which I enjoy. So that's that for powders. Now let's talk about blushes. Blush that I have used the most this year is this ones from Rare Beauty. In my day-to-day easy makeup application, mommy run and go, I have 2 in my makeup purse upstairs and I have 2 in my car. So like Happy is my favorite. Hope I also love because it's very neutral. This is one of those very bouncy, just easy to apply blushes, and I just like things like this, to be honest. I just like easy stuff, like okay, let me just apply and go, you know. So we're gonna do Hope. So you can see I like to apply it with like these kind of brushes that are going to like pack the product, especially Hope because it's a light shade. I have to do a little building up, but look at that. It has luminosity. It brings life, you know, but so natural. It's just a little bit of it. It's not too much, you know. It just looks, oh, okay, like she's luminous, like she's looking healthy and whatever, and I love that. So Hope is my favorite shade in Happy. Happy is the one that I have in my car and that I apply. This formula of blush I love. It's easy. I've dropped it 1,000 times. They don't break, and it's just like an easy product. You saw, no mess, no fuss. If I already set with powder, I could apply it. If I didn't set, I could apply it like it acts as a powder or as a cream. It's just like easy. Love. Now newer to me that I purchased during the sale are these Kosas blushes, and I knew I was gonna love this formula because I love glowy blushes. And even though this one from Rare gives a little bit, you can see like luminosity and a little bit of light, I want luminosity, and this will do that. So I'm content with these little guys. I find them to be extremely cute, and I love this shade. There you can see it's a little pinky. This is in the shade Spellbound, but I find the kit with the 3 shades. I have 1 in my car because I can't get enough of this. Like after applying my blush like I just did, I will go with another brush and I will just do a little bit more, just a little dusting right in the high points, and I feel like it just brings my blush together and it brings it to the next level. I love blush, what can I tell you, friends? And I like to be blushy and glowy. So yeah, these Kosas blushes I love. Those are the 2 powder slash creams that I'm going to talk about. Now let's talk Dior, because Dior, I feel like they really pulled it together summertime, and they released beautiful formulations, and they both need to be talked about. So we have Forever Blush Soul Filters. So this is the blush that I apply when I want to look filtery, perfected, that I also am rushing and I just want to be out the door. These are so easy to apply. pop, 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 3 dots, I blend and I forget, and they're very long wearing. I love this. I wish I had every single shade. These are stunning. The shades that I have are Peony and Hibiscus. So Peony is the light one, which is shade 2, is one of the lightest, but it works out for me. I build it up, no problems. Love, love, love this formula. Obsessed with this formula. Now this is more a summery blush. I don't think I'll reach for these during winter time, but this was also a beautiful, you know, blush that I wanted to talk about. These are also extremely easy to apply. These are them in the stick format. They glow. These are called the Backstage Rosy Glow Sticks. I have shade Cherry and Candy. I love Candy. I'll show you a little swatch. Candy is that perfect corally, you know, pinky gold reflex kind of blush. And I'll show you Cherry just because Cherry is more like, oh, these are so stunning. It reminds me of my trip in summertime. We went to Florida, and like just applying this pat and just like having elevated and glowy cheeks. That's my life. So yeah, these are more summer blushes, but I still wanted to give it a shout out because these released this year and I felt like they were beautiful. And speaking of which, we're gonna move on to Miss Charlotte, and she also had her take on stick blushes, and she's also released beautiful ones. I love this actually. They are extremely blendable, very easy to apply, super long wearing. The pink, I don't find it to be like ashy on me. This is the shade Pinky Glow, which Dior's was ashy, so I had to return the pink one and change it. And then the Cherry Glow shade for Charlotte's is an actual true red. So I kind of feel like these filled the gap on Dior's, you know, because I wanted the cherry, I wanted a red, and this is the red, right? So every time I think of a red blush that I want applied, I think of this because she's perfect, a true red. Perfect. And you can see how glowy these are. These are very similar to Dior's. Sometimes glowy products like these like bother me too much because it's too much, so I just lightly set them with a little, you know, setting powder, and then I'm good to go. And last but not least, I wanted to quickly mention Rhode. Rhode was new to me this year. We were never able to get them. I think we were, but like I didn't want to pay like customs and duties, and I still got them whenever they were at Sephora. But anyhow, this is the standout. I feel like her blushes are amazing, just like easy products. Toasted Teddy is a unique shade. Is this toasted? Yeah, it's such a unique shade. It's a perfect bronzer, you know, situation. And then we have Pocket Blush. I only have these 2 shades, and even during this sale I said to myself, I'm not gonna get any more shades because like you don't go through these so quickly. There's a lot of product in here, right? And I have so much, so I said no. But these are stunning formulas. I highly recommend. I feel like they're just so. No, we're not finished with blush. I have one more that I just looked down and saw. So this duo from Chanel, this is their Le Beige Eclat d'Azur duo, and I feel like this year Chanel didn't really grab me. I usually, like every year, I review a ton from them. Summer collections, fall collections. This year I was just inspired by the releases and the colors. They were just like, I don't know. Let me know if you felt differently. If you tried anything from them that you thought it was a standout, share in the comments. To me, this was the standout that I tried this year, and I love it. This is such a stunning blush, and it is a stunning highlighter. But these go limited edition, so like, you know, like people can't get them anymore. It's such a hassle. You see that beautiful highlighter? So I apply with my finger, and it's like a beautiful rose gold shade. It's very pretty, very natural, very like demure. and I love, but I feel bad talking about it because I know nobody can get them. But if you want a beautiful highlighter, you need to look into these ones from Prada Beauty. This was the highlighter of the year. This was the standout to me. The formula, not the shade. The formula of these highlighters are like a gel, you know, hybrid. Let me show you a little swatch. So it's like a gel, but it is such a natural highlighter. I'm gonna show you. I apply it with my finger like this, and it melts onto the skin. So nice. Oh, I took it up too high. There we go. It melts. It literally melts. It does not look like a highlighter. It doesn't. It looks like pure glow. It has zero specks of like glimmer, shimmer, nothing like Chanel's had. Now that I'm looking at it close, but like not these ones from Prada. Like these ones from Prada are true glow and highlight that are going to, like, they're going to bring the right attention. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It really looks magical. I don't think I have a highlighter this special in my collection. This is in the shade 01. So I think this is, oh, in the shade light. So they have like a medium shade and like a deep shade, but this is such a special product. I recommend you look into it. They have them at Whole Renfrew if you're here in Toronto. I've seen them in the Whole Renfrew in Yorkdale. I have played with this, and every time I go, I'm like, this is such a stunning highlighter, so beautiful. So just a quick mention for brows. I have mentioned these 1,000 times, but Benefit's Goof Proof, the powder. I have the shade 3.5 medium. I love it. I don't know, I just fill up, you know, the beginning of my brows. I will use like BK Beauty's 208 and then Anastasia's little spoolie, and my brows are finished. Like right now, that's all I have, but I love to set them, so I'm going to use Rare Beauty's brow gel. These don't leave my brows super, like, you know, hard, so I appreciate that. There we go. So that's it. I just wanted to do a quick mention of those two products. Now we have to talk about eyeshadow. And as you know, I didn't review a ton of eyeshadow this year. I don't do too much to my eyes, to be honest. Every day I just put a brown on my lid and I leave. And if I'm feeling generous, I'll put like a, you know, like a shimmery shade on my lid and then out. But the highlight of this year was definitely Natasha's release. This is such a complete palette. The formula is outstanding if you were ever needing to like refresh your, you know, your mattes in your collection. I think this is a great way to do. Like, you don't need too many palettes. Everything is into the light palette, and if you have deeper complexion, the other one. I still feel like I need the deeper one, and those two palettes will be everything in my collection. I could throw everything away, like literally that's how I feel, and that's how good this formula is, because it's buttery, it's soft, it's blendable, it's just so easy, you know. So we're gonna just do a brown because, you know, like we just gotta be our true selves, and that's what I do. I literally will do brown, so you can see this color, like it's just the perfect brown for crease for my color. Anyways, that was Y2, and then Shudo 04 Shudo brushes from Referal. I don't think I have to say it again. You've seen me use them. I talk about them all the time. They are my favorite brushes. I feel like the brushes are really thought of, you know. Every brush in Referal's collections have been like truly thought of, and planned and like curated to the perfect collection of brushes, and I just look up to those brushes so much. The Huda line is spectacular. Like this pointy brush is just so easy, right? Because it's so pointy, it's so precise. This blends shadows for me. So I'm just gonna pat. You can see I'm just like putting the color there and just blending the rest over, right? Just seconds. Same brush is gonna let me do my waterline, and I don't want anything more than that, but we're gonna apply one shimmery eyeshadow because of course here we don't have too many shimmers, mostly they're mattes. I have 2 shimmers in here, but yeah, we're not gonna apply those. I did wanted to talk about this palette from Hourglass, which is not like a must, like a super standout, because they're very pricey. But if you want that are on the go, that you don't do too much eyeshadow, like this is thought of for the person that is go, that they don't want to put a ton on their eyes, you know, on their lids, like me, right? Like someone that maybe don't have a huge collection and just want to have few good things, like good quality things. I like this one. This is the Futurist. I reviewed this palette and I like it. Like you have a gold, a little shimmery shade, and then 2 browns. You know, it's just basic, it's good, it really works. Just compact. It's just a good, you know, good eyeshadow. I really enjoyed Mario's eyeshadow. I've talked about this. I know he's getting a lot of backlash because people don't like that the shimmers are not shimmery. To me, I like it. I feel like the shimmers being not too shimmery is a good thing, especially for the everyday person that don't want to be at disco ball every single day and they have to go to the office. There we go. So I know this could be like a special occasions palette for some, but like to me, I like to complement this palette to other things, and so to me it's good enough. Now I did wanted to talk about these solos from Urban Decay. These are very shimmery, these are very festive, and I think they're gonna be perfect for like festivities, you know. My favorite shade is this one, which is Space Cowboy. I like the packaging, I like the little brush, it's just easy to apply. I literally just swipe it across and it brings, you know, light and attention. Like you could get really detailed, like you could almost like cut your crease with this brush, you know. Look at that. So you just have to take your time, blend, you could pat, right? She does dry out quick, so you have to work a little fast. Sometimes I just take my finger just so that the edges are soft and perfect, and that's it. This to me is of course not an everyday product. Like this is something that I would apply to if I'm going to a birthday party or, you know, something like that, because it is very shimmery. But I do like how easy it is to apply. I like the concept of the product, and that's why I wanted to talk about. I know for maybe the holidays, I saw a look this girl had that purple one and it looked beautiful on her, of course, for like a very glammed holiday look. Let me know if you wanted to see, you know, like holiday looks. I usually do 1 or 2 for Christmas with like a red lip, and it's so nostalgic. OG times, you know, YouTube OGs. This video is gonna be forever. All right, and I think we're at the end, and the end is this. I love this spray from Charlotte. I hate the spray. Just to do something about this sprayer, but like the content, once this dries down, is so good. And I'm not sure what I do after this dries. I let it completely dry. I think I'm just gonna work on my lips. For lips, I'm gonna apply Mary's du Jour. I love this formula, which is their blush, lip blush, lip blush. Because it's matte, you see it took away the whole, like, the whole shine I had. It is matte, but it is so comfy. This year, I have learned to love brown in every aspect of my life. That's so dramatic. I love brown mascara. Like, I never found the one that would actually just show up as brown until I tried this one from YSL. I know it is a pricey mascara. It is a special occasion kind of mascara. I don't apply this every day, to be honest. This brings so much volume. It is such an amazing mascara. It never smudges. Today is the Voice Christmas concert at church, so we're gonna go in the afternoon. And I thought, let's do yearly favorites so we can have a good face of makeup and then go to the concert. I'm gonna take that Hourglass brown and I'm just gonna blend the edges on the shimmery shade. I actually forgot, but I want to apply brown liner. I should have done it before my mascara. This one is by OneSize. And it's just easy. Alright, I tie line my upper lash line, and yeah, now we're gonna finish up with the powder by OneSize. And so I like to just take it and then swipe it on my pore area, especially after the setting spray. Even though that's meant to be a matte setting spray, I do feel like it always brings, you know, a little glow and attention to this pore area. And so just to finish everything off and just look extra flawless, I like to do this step. Alright friends, and this is it. This is our completed look. It is very pretty. It is super soft, very just like sophisticated. It is basic, but I love it. This is truly like what I do for makeup every single day of my life. If I need to really look put together, this is my look. This is my signature look. So I hope you enjoy these yearly favorites. I am going to, of course, take a minute and more than a minute to say thank you for being here. I love you guys. I love chatting with you. I love connecting with you. I invite you to come to my other socials, you know, Instagram, TikTok, if you have those, because over there, like, we can get more chit chatty. I usually do things on stories, you know, that you don't see if you're only here on YouTube. I wish for these upcoming 2026 a lot of love, health, and prosperity from the bottom of my heart. I wish you the best year yet. And if I have to say anything before this year ends, I am going to say be kind to yourself. Speak highly of yourself. When you are alone in your downtime, you and your thoughts, be positive. Speak positive about you. Do not tear yourself down. If you love someone, you speak highly to them. You're not mean to them, so don't be mean to yourself. I have been practicing that this year, the whole year, to be honest, and I feel like it's made a huge impact on how I feel and how I carry myself and how I am to myself. So every time I get negative thoughts or just like, you know, intrusive thoughts, I say stop. You stop right there, because that's not true at all. You're a fighter, you're beautiful, you're kind, and you can do it too. So that's all. that was my little pep talk before the year ends. I love you, friends. Let me know what you do to care for yourself. Let me know anything, any highlights of 2025. Let me know your favorite products of 2025. Let me know if you've tried any of these for 2025. Anything, friends, just leave me a sweet comment. I love you, and I'm going to see you guys probably in the next year because my parents, I'm visiting from Colombia. They're here and I'm extra busy with the kids and everything. I'm gonna try, maybe I'll do another video, but I'm not sure, so that's why I'm saying my goodbyes right now. I love you, friends. Stay kind.